Come on.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mortal Content. I'm your host Doug, and I'm super excited. We're going to have my friend Zach Rosenberg here today, man. How are you, Zach?
I'm good. I think. Am I good?
Think? Yeah, I think so. You're here.
Is anyone good right now? Yeah, no, I'm stoked. Like I told you before, I started taking notes for this like months ago. Before you even invited me on, I started taking notes.
Yeah, you were well ahead of the curve. So let's start off. Usually we start like we do with our Friday show. Are you drinking anything? What are you having? If anything,
this would have been a great thing for me to get ready ahead of time. I have like my work lunch bag here.
Hey,
like,
that's fun.
Big up
while you're getting that ready, I'll just talk about mine real quick.
Yeah, talk about yours.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go fancy. I'm gonna go Dubai chocolate stout. So
can I So let me interrupt you for the first of many times here. So Dubai chocolate, like brands, I mean, no disrespect to that beer if you like the people that made it, but did brands like really miss that? Like Dubai chocolate was popular like a year ago, and like now there's Dubai chocolate stuff in the store. Like everyone's making like Dubai chocolate ice cream and like Starbucks drinks and things like that. Like it feels like they missed it. Like it came and went really quickly, and now the brands are like, come to Burger King for a Dubai chocolate burger. Like that's
Dubai
not like
chocolate burger.
Yeah, we don't need like a Dubai chocolate Whopper at this moment. Like we needed it a year ago, but everyone's doing it now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw some of that stuff on there, and I was like, and this thing, it's chocolate with pistachio. It's fine, you know.
I mean, it's in one hand, like how could it be bad? So
yeah, chocolate. You know, unless you're allergic to chocolate, which some people are, and I feel bad for those folks. Or nuts. You're correct.
Yeah.
That one is, I've had that one before. It's chocolate and pistachio. It's just kind of in the background. It's a nice little extra little flavor. Perfectly fine beer, only 6.7%. I say only, but yeah.
It's a stout?
Yeah.
I say that like, you know, I have no reference for, you know, other than Guinness. Like,
oh, sorry. Dubai chocolate stout. So this is 6 point. This is out of New York City. So New York City.
New York City.
That's a deep cut on one of the dumb commercials. The fucking salsa commercial.
A deep salsa cut.
Like we're starting off the show strong. So were you able to get your beer?
Yeah, I've got an empty glass because that's how it works. Because I was so enthralled with talking shit about Dubai chocolate. So I have, ironically, the only thing I didn't take notes about was the actual beer that I had. I meant to, but I didn't. So I brought 2 beers tonight, which is a year's worth of beer for me. This first one is from Coronado Brewing Company. You'll have to tell me if when I bring up any of these guys, like if we hate them, you know, morally or ethically.
I have not heard anything morally about them. No.
Coronado is for those who don't live in California. And for those who do, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, an island outside of California. I mean, it's California, but like Coronado Island, it's outside of like San Diego. Nice place. I've heard or I've been there. I don't remember. It's been a long life and I'm but a man. But it has a neat can. It's actually a crossover, which I guess they do in the beer world, from Coronado Brewing Company and El Segundo Brewing Company. Have you heard my El Segundo story?
No, and I'm wearing a Tribe Called Quest shirt, so even better. Let's go.
That's part of the story. That was plan. So in college, my roommate had during the summer, he came down to visit me down here in the LA area, the nebulous LA area, and he was bringing his coworker who like worked up on campus with him. She was like, "Oh, can I just come with you on the trip?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." He was coming down for a weekend. And he really didn't want her to come down also. He's like, "She's annoying. I don't want to hang out with her. Whatever, we'll just make the best of it." I go, "Yeah, sure, of course." So on the way, he tells me like he he calls me like when he's 2 minutes out or something. He goes, "Oh yeah, I'm out front." And I go, "Hey, just so you know, I'm just gonna have a British accent all weekend." And he's like I hear him on the other side of the phone just go like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll just, let's play it by ear." And he goes, "Okay." And so I didn't know if I was going to commit. Like, you never know with these things. And so, and the story does go to El Segundo eventually. So I open the door and I'm like, "Hello," like,
Hello.
but like it was then too. And I just kind of ran with it and made up a whole history for myself because she kept asking questions. Like the questions just never stopped. And I was like, "Yeah, my dad's from Manchester and we moved out. He's an actor. And so we moved around a lot. And now we're here in Los Angeles and blah, blah, blah." But like, I had to go get gas in my car. And I'm like, "I've got to go get more petrol in me buggy, or whatever." That's a stroller. But like, I was trying to keep up with like British slang the whole time. And I was like thinking like, "Oh, we're just going to ditch this sometime tonight." And she's like, "Hey, can we drive to UCLA and go see my friend?" And I'm like,
"Oh no."
Like my friend and I keep looking at each other like, "What?" And we go there and I'm thinking like, we're just going to go hang out with her friend for like 5 minutes or something. We drive down there and her friend's like, "How you guys doing? Oh, you guys want to go grab food?" And my friend and I are like, "No, not at all." And the girl's like, "Oh, that's Zach. He's from Manchester, blah, blah, blah. Tell her about, X, Y." I'm like, "Oh my God, I got to tell her more." So we're like sitting in Mel's diner in like Hollywood or whatever. Like, and I'm trying to keep this fucking accent up all weekend. And it's getting like more and more ridiculous. And they start asking me why the accent is like dipping in and out. And I'm like, "I couldn't tell you. Like, it's, I've been around the world." And so I'm keeping it up. And then the next day, so she's like, they're sleeping at my apartment at this point. And we drop her friend back off. And the next day she's like, "Can you guys drive me to my family reunion in El Segundo?" And I'm like, I mean, folks that know me know two things about me. Number one, I'm ridiculous and have like a risky sense of humor. And number two, I have anxiety. So like I do these like high risk little reward things. And this was one of them. And I found myself in a living room in El Segundo with every member of this girl's family, like sitting in a circle in a living room. And they're all asking me questions about England and like where I came from and at what age and all that. I mean, oh man, it backfired. Eventually she found out and she felt betrayed, and rightfully so. Someone had like made fun of her to her face about it because they knew that like I was doing an accent or whatever. Because I moved back in to the apartment that they were in when school started and just dropped the accent. I just came in and was like, "What's up? How you doing?" And she like, you could see like in her face, like the blood drained from her face. And like, I felt immediately so fucking terrible. And I was like, "I didn't know how to tell you that I was not from England." Anyway, so El Segundo Brewing Company.
Yeah.
How
I was going to say, how is the beer?
No clue. So this is a freestyle West Coast IPA, and then in smaller text, India Pale Ale. What does any of that mean, dude? All I know is IPA means it's going to be fucking hoppy as shit. It's going to taste like a pine tree.
Yeah, that depends. West Coast especially would be very hoppy. That's the style.
We do have pine trees out here.
So apparently you'll just be like going out like you go out into the woods and just lick the tree.
It looks like I've gone in the woods
but
under a tree with this.
Literally.
So let's see.
Enjoy.
Yeah, that's sharp. Like
sharp.
The feeling that you get when you have cranberry juice and like you drink it and then it's like you're dry afterwards and you're like, what physical thing just happened where you drank a liquid and now your mouth is dry and weird? That's this. It's not bad. I'm being hyperbolic here, but there's some sweetness to it. It definitely tastes like I just shoved a pine tree up my ass and in my mouth at the same time.
Double entry.
We do have Lauren Yee. We do have palm trees in SoCal, but we also have pine trees, with some of them at least.
Yeah, they aren't just reserved for Northern California.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like only Northern California, only.
But it's not bad. I mean, it's it's drinkable. I've had worse for sure. I mean, I'm saying that like I'm undercutting the fine people at Coronado Brewery and El Segundo Brewing Sensation or whatever it was called. It's great. It's a 30th anniversary collaboration release, and congrats on your 30th anniversary, guys.
That's not easy in the brewing industry.
Not that they're listening.
So. Also, today is National Beer Day, so that's why usually I drink whiskey on this show, but since it's National Beer Day and we were almost at an apocalypse, I figured why not just run with the National Beer Day. So,
of course,
yeah. So I brought you on the show to talk a couple of things here. Here's our guy Imani. You are correct, Imani. 30 years is a big deal for microbreweries. So yes, correct. So
30 years is a big deal for anything these days.
True.
If you have an erection that lasts longer than 30 years, though, you're supposed to talk to your doctor.
I think you might be dead.
or real lucky. I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe you work in SoCal in a certain industry.
Which one?
I
don't know much about him.
Don't know much about him. So the reason I wanted to have Zach on this week was or this month so that we could talk. He is a big collector of vinyl and specifically video game soundtracks on vinyl, which is a fascinating subculture of vinyl. I am not a vinyl person. So like I don't know a lot about it. Like Imani's in the chat. He has a pretty good vinyl collection. But let's talk video game vinyl. How the hell did you get into video game vinyl? Like where did that start off? Like,
well, let's see what my notes say. My notes say, how does anyone get into video game vinyl? Yeah, she knows. She knows. If you're a lover of the show and of my 2 appearances anywhere on the internet, I bring notes. So I think I got into it the same way that a lot of other people get into it, and that part I do have notes on. But I think that especially like Gen X, of which I'm at the tail end of, 1980, I think like my generation grew up with a record player in the house, and then grew up with like everything else. Like grew up with video games as they grew up with the internet as that grew up, and with kind of like the maker culture on the internet, like as that's kind of more recently happened. And so all those things kind of crashed together. I think also I would be undercutting the whole record industry if I didn't say that I think that like the Black community kept records going when they weren't selling widespread because of the hip hop culture. So I think that like hip hop culture really kept records going when they weren't, like when you weren't getting like your Mariah Carey record at Best Buy, or whatever. There's always like records to sample. I mean, that's the story of hip hop, right? Is that like, like folks went to, in the Bronx, went to the record stores and got, whatever records, or out of their parents' living room, got whatever jazz records they found and sampled them and made beats and things like that. And so I think that the industry kind of like there was that going. So there were record pressing plants that were kind of going this whole time. But I saw a really interesting video actually about record pressing plants and how most of them had closed down or, whatever, because records just weren't popular with the age of, not just CDs, but then digital just kind of killed so much physical media. But there was like one record pressing plant in somewhere in Europe, Czechoslovakia, maybe something like that. And they were like kind of active and kept going and kept their machines clean and stuff. And so when records kind of started booming again, they were like the plant and they couldn't keep up with orders. And everyone was going to them, as every other record plant was like having to buy new machines and trying to, and machines are expensive.
And probably not easy to find if records weren't popular. It's probably not easy to find. like at that point.
Yeah, I mean, there's I'm sure there's two companies making record pressing things. Yeah, and Lauren, you said record pressing is wild. It is. I love watching. I wish there was like a Twitch channel or a YouTube channel where you can just watch records being pressed like just for hours. It's a really rad process where they get like a puck of like vinyl junk, and then if you're making like a record that has a pattern on it or something, they take like a handful of like colored vinyl chips basically and just put them on the puck that they have, put it down on the machine and like stamp it down, and you watch it like fart out the sides, and then it has like these really cool like splatter patterns when it comes out of it, and the guy like takes it off of there, puts it on the next machine. There's like a rotating cutter that cuts off the ends of it, and it's a really like hypnotic process.
Like the origin, like the early versions of 3D printing, almost like how they do the grooves and all that, you know?
Yeah, and you wouldn't think that like that's a process that had upgrades in it that you would have to like that a pressing plant would have to buy new machines for. But I guess there were upgrades to the machines. We're so far off the topic. You were asking me like how do people find video game vinyls, and I'm like, so in Czechoslovakia they take a puck and they put some colored shit on it and put it in a machine.
Again, but that's something I didn't know. And this part of the show is me learning stuff. So yeah.
But yeah, I think that like and we're about to get in. We're folks. If you are not familiar with Japanese fusion jazz, we are a mere 3 paragraphs away from that set of bullets. I think that Japanese jazz helped carry like the new vinyl interest. Maybe or maybe not. Chat, argue with me. But scroll down now. Shit. Yeah. So we gotta scroll way down, evidently. Like way down. Golly. So God, where do you even start this? So in 1987, let's start in 1987. Formula One started showing on TV in Japan, and the network that was showing it chose a band called The Square or T Square as the band that would do their intro song, and it was a jazz fusion song, and that became known as like the genre of like speed in Japan. Fusion jazz was really big. If you don't know what fusion jazz is, because I'm going to say that word like or that phrase 100.5 times, it's jazz, but it's one of those genres that kind of just means that jazz fused with something else. And at the time, it was like a lot of like rock music. It was a lot of like rock style guitars and drums with horns and like other like rhythm, jazz style rhythm stuff. And so it was a really big genre in Japan. And that band T Square, who I have somewhere here, one of their albums, almost all of their members ended up working on video game soundtracks elsewhere. So that's kind of the hitch. And you had sent me a video that kind of just barely scratched the surface of this stuff. And I was like, they're not wrong, but they're not deep enough on this stuff. So in T Square, you had Masahiro Ando. So he was the band leader and played guitar. He composed the music for Gran Turismo 1 through like 7. Like they keep using the same song over and over again. In Japan, we got in the United States, we got like I don't know, like the Cardigans and like I forget what other big songs we had like rock songs, because in the United States speed is rock music for us.
Or EDM
or EDM. Yeah, Wipeout series. I got a bunch of records from them. That was one of my first like record series that I really wanted to get on vinyl was Wipeout, because I had bought it on CD back when the games had come out.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I'm deep on this. Satoshi Shibando, also in T Square, he played drums. But you know what? He outside of T Square, he also played drums on Mario Kart 8. So I mean, like crazy, like there's crazy things here. Hiroyuki Noritake, who also played drums in T Square. T Square, by the way, had like 60 members over their
Oh wow,
50 years
over
of
a
being
long time.
around.
Okay.
So he also played drums on some of the Mario Kart 8 tracks. By the time Mario Kart 8 came around, Nintendo had like caught on to all this stuff. Like, and Mario Kart 8, I mean, was a lot more recent. They had been doing kind of jazzy stuff previously, but by the time you were able to put like real music in games, Nintendo had actually made a band. I think it was just called like the Mario Kart Band, and they were doing all the tracks. And that's why the Mario Kart soundtrack, if anybody, you know, has any appreciation for, I mean, music really, Mario Kart soundtracks are amazing to get into, and they'll give you kind of an overview of a lot of other Nintendo stuff because there's a bunch of, you know, kind of jazzy phrases from other stuff around their universe. What else do we got here? I don't know. We'll skip that page. But I think we'll skip page 2 is down, but we'll still do 1 through 7. I don't know. I think that like Japanese composers did a really good job of linking popular genres to like video games, and I think that really resonates with like especially like my generation, and even younger, because folks that grew up with video games that were able to do kind of more with music, that's what they remember. And like, you know, the nostalgia, you grow up and you're like, I want to buy everything for my youth.
Yeah.
And so you know, for some people it meant buying CDs, like CD soundtracks, and I think for others it meant, hey, my parents had a record player, maybe I took the record player from them because they were getting rid of it. Maybe I bought my own record player, and now I want like the music I remember from, you know, Mario Kart or whatever. I think a big one also is The Sims. I think The Sims was a lot of first exposure to jazz music. By the way, The Sims is like a whole page for me on this too.
Yeah, I've never played The Sims ever. Two of my 4 kids played The Sims.
Yeah, we're too old for The Sims, by the way. I played SimCity, which also amazing soundtracks too. SimCity soundtrack is one of my favorites, and I have it as a ringtone on my phone. The Super Nintendo SimCity, and I listen to the full soundtrack like at least once a week. It's just kind of one of those like as I'm working. Which, if you ever work, if you know how the SimCity soundtrack goes, and I realize like I'm looking at your face in chat and nobody does, but you start off really chill and like it's a really good like work soundtrack, and like by the time you like build up your city in the game, like the music's like dun 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 dun. So it's not great work music towards the end. Anyway, so Sims, really kind of cool system of music. The first one was very jazzy. Mark Russo was one of the composers, and so was Jerry Martin. Mark Russo had done sax on one of your favorite movies, Doug, Bird on a Wire.
Hey, that was Goldie Hawn, and was Kurt Russell the other?
Russell, yeah. And then Jerry Martin, the other guy, did the soundtrack to Tony La Russa Baseball, and then a bunch of commercials in the 80s and 90s.
Interesting where they kind of branch off into a bunch of different little avenues, you know?
Yeah, or they were like doing commercials, and then someone was like, hey, would you like to do the soundtrack for a video game? They're like, I just do commercials for AT&T and, you know, 1-800-COLLECT. And they're like, perfect, we'll take it.
Yeah.
The Sims 2 was primarily done by Mark Mothersbaugh, who was
Devo.
Yeah. And then later,
also Rugrats,
Yo Gabba Gabba, and a million other things. And I think again, like that's another, I think anytime you link generations here, like I know that Yo Gabba Gabba was like something that my son was watching when he was little. And it was a great show for parents to watch also because it was smart, first of all. And second, a lot of music. Like there was a lot of Mark Mothersbaugh in it, and Biz Markie did his Biz's Beat of the Day on that show. So a lot of like really cool, music, and again, it was bridging the generations of stuff. Anyway, I wanted to say Sims 3. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Sims 3. Primarily done by Steve Jablonsky, who composed also the 2007 Transformers movie, the Shia LaBeouf like Transformers movie, Desperate Housewives, WrestleMania 18 and 19. I mean, like
WrestleMania. Wow.
And Metal Gear Solid too,
Metal Gear Solid, man.
Video game shit, Sims 4 was composed by Elon Eshkeri, who I feel like a lot of other people know the name and not me, but he composed the music for Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. And it's some movies and some other video games and stuff. I think the Sims soundtrack, like the Sims series, had a lot of really great music to it, and in a lot of different, you can listen to this particular set has Sims 1 through 4 on it. It's just kind of like a selections of Sims 1 through 4, and you can hear kind of how the music evolves and how it goes, kind of from like fun jazzy stuff to like more cinematic. You can hear kind of how the games evolved also through them. Sure. It's really fun.
Yeah, I just like the idea of like, you hear the evolution of that sort of thing with like those sort of games with the Sims, which again, I'm not all that familiar with because I never played it. But like, so there is an interesting thing, and I'm going to switch to one that I know, which is obviously the Halo series, because my Master Chief shit all behind me. But that with Marty O'Donnell being like the composer for like most of that series, it sounds fairly the same, except when you get to ODST is like this very like, a friend of mine called it Halo jazz. It was like very mellow, and like that was noir. Way different. And then they had a dispute with Marty O'Donnell, and then
he was a piece of shit also. So
yeah, that's fair. But and then they went and they had some other composers, which that even sounded fairly similar to the old Halos. But it's interesting just how the evolution of certain games, like I'm sure if you listen to like the early Mario stuff, and then you get, as you see it evolve into different things, but that game was evolving, and that also that franchise has been around for 30, 35 years. So, there's a lot of time to evolve, and that's
and the technology evolved. So that's the big thing. And this is something that, you hear about. There's a really great video that I don't have. Chat, by the way, I have so many links to send you guys. I'm behind right now on my links that I'm supposed to be sending you about the things we're talking about here. I'll give you one while we talk. Don't click these if they're on YouTube, because you'll leave the show. But
or right click on it and send it into a new tab.
Yeah, put it in a new tab and let it run while we talk, while I flap my gums and talk out the side of my neck.
You can talk out the side of your neck.
Yeah, so there was a really cool video about the Nintendofication of jazz, done by one of the guys in the 8-Bit Big Band, Grammy-winning band that does video game covers, by the way, multiple Grammys.
Wow.
Which kind of blows your mind when you kind of think about how far this stuff has come. But they were talking about in that video about how a lot of the early video game songs, because the technology was so like basic, the songs were 8-Bit Big Band. I saw them in concert. They came out to LA for the first time, and it was an amazing show. Persona 5 soundtracks. Persona is a really great music series. I love the comments in chat. I love it. Personas are really, I cannot play the games, but which is a lot of people think it's funny. Like I can't, like there's a lot of games I'm just like, I have no interest in the games, but the music's great. But yeah, so the technology behind game music was so like basic back then that there's a lot of really cool like interpretations of those songs now, because it just like laid a groundwork of the music back then. By the time you got up to like the PlayStation or even the Nintendo 64, where you're able to sample, like use samples in the music, like it kind of blew up where like someone could compose, now you're listening to God of War and it's like a full orchestra, that they just put a mic in the room and recorded it, and they were like, go, all the violins now. But back then you had to like fake it, and that was one of the big things behind like all your favorite songs on like Super Nintendo, all of yours specifically, Doug.
Just mine. Okay.
They were all like born out of like these weird innovations that some composer had to like come up with, a way to do something new, because they only had a certain amount of bits to work with for the whole soundtrack. And so they had to like layer things on top of each other. And, that's how like I can't remember now that I'm here and drinking and talking at 90 miles an hour. The underwater ambience song from Donkey Kong Country was born out of a limitation of like how to create music on the Super Nintendo. And so they like the composer layered songs or layered notes over each other, like basically like layered them so that they'd sound more watery, and it worked. And now it sounds, that's the sound of water levels, is Donkey Kong Country, underwater level. South of Midnight, award-winning game, really great, really cool. It's all like it's all like in the bayou. I'm working off of my limited knowledge of the game, like seeing it around. Lots of awards on the writing and the story and stuff like that. It looked really cool.
Yeah, this is Lord makes how using constraints can like build creativity in ways they don't think, which is kind of fascinating, because it is mother of necessity and all that sort of jazz. So just one thing, you talk about South of Midnight, because of that, like it probably has a very moody, and Imani was saying it's a very intentional sort of soundtrack to fit what it is with the sort of bayou feel, I'd imagine. There's this game that I was playing that I've yet to finish, and I really need to, because it's a great game. It's called Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Mm-hmm. And it's this game where it's basically like it's like Dante's Inferno, but the gender roles are reversed. Mm-hmm. Except the lady going in to get her partner is losing her mind, like literally losing her mind as she's going down and descending into the various levels. And like the sound on that game is you have to play it with headphones, because they're doing all sorts of sound effects to make it sound like she's actually losing her mind. And it's creepy. It's really freaking creepy. But they have a soundtrack, and they are using songs from a band called Hylung, which my wife took me to go see in a concert. And they are this Norse band that does a lot of throat singing and all this stuff. And it fits perfectly, because it's a Norse story. And it's like this Norse band. And it's interesting, like you were saying, just the idea of like before to be like, all right, everybody, we're going to have to do something like MIDI form, because that's like what we can fit on the game. And now they can license, different songs. Like I remember Call of Duty had Paint It Black in a helicopter scene. That was just great. But that song just
Halo 2, Breaking Benjamin. Everyone lost their fucking minds because you had like all the like really typical Halo music, and then you got to that one level where there's all of a sudden, and you're like, "This is what I'm fighting Tartarus to, Breaking Benjamin."
But they can just license a lot of stuff now.
Yeah,
that doesn't come cheap, but it also maybe saves them some effort of having to kind of come up with things. Like I talk about like the MIDI format. I remember like we were talking about what is it? The Solid Snake, and what's the game?
Metal Gear Solid.
That was all like any music in it was MIDI form, and just the dialogue in that game was fucking ridiculous. Just so silly and awesome. But
I have
regardless, I just wanted to make the point that it's a little the games now a little more modern are able to kind of, instead of having like orchestras and people to do stuff, they'll actually just license songs to put in them to make it
and listen, you went to a video game concert. That's something.
It wasn't a video game concert.
It was. That's what we all believe now, Douglas.
Okay.
It was a video game concert.
I stand corrected.
You're a fucking nerd.
That's very apparent. That wasn't news. Breaking news. God damn it.
What else are you playing these days?
I have I have not been playing much. It's been a little busy here, and we had a thing like I talked about it Friday where we had unfortunately my dog was very old and not doing well, so we had to help him kind of pass on. So my brain has been really occupied in those spaces because he's been not well for a while. I still play a lot of Infinite, and I have not played anything new in quite some time. The last thing I did get was Arc Raiders, and I played that for twice, and then it's too open world for me. I'm not an open world gamer. I don't like that. It's decision paralysis. Like there's just 5,000 things to do. Just send me down a cattle chute and make me blow things up, and then I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I had a hard time when Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came out. Because that was so open, like you weren't being forced and funneled into one specific direction. And I got it. I was back then when I was something big, I was getting stuff before it came out. And I got that one before it came out, and I still haven't beaten it.
Yeah.
I've watched everybody speed run it. I love watching Breath of the Wild speed runs and stuff, but or long plays, even like when someone just plays through the whole thing and intentionally doesn't skip anything. But I haven't beaten it myself. It's too hard. I get into the game and I start just doing side quests and messing around and not even doing side quests, just going like, oh, I wonder if I can get over that mountain in the distance. And then I don't, and it's 3 hours later. And, it's just, I remember doing that with Grand Theft Auto, Vice City.
That was the one open world game that I loved because it had all 80s music, and I'm a fucking 80s music nerd. So
it was I remember back in the day I downloaded the soundtrack to that, and it was I loved it. I put that on my iPod, or it wasn't an iPod. Truth time, I didn't have an iPod. I had a SanDisk
dude,
and loaded it on that and listened to that in my car. Back then, because I was big shit back then, I went to, if you remember G4, the video game network.
That's going back.
Like they had this thing called G4ia, where it was like their awards show. And man, do I have so many follies from that shit. My friend and I went there because we were running a video game website. And first of all, I went there and I had my camera in my pocket, and they sent me away at the door. They were like, "You can't bring a camera in here, dude. What do you think?" And I was like, I'm a fucking journalist. Let me in. You're free speech. And they were like, "Sir, this is a fucking event you were invited to as media. Get the fuck out of here." So I had to walk all the way back to my car. It was such a fucking terrible walk in Hollywood too. And put my camera in the car, came back, and they were like, "So you're back, sir?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, just let me in." They had what's it called? Was it a Flock of Seagulls that did Iran?
Yeah, that's
the big song from that album, or the one that they pushed everywhere on commercials.
Yep.
I could not listen to that song anywhere for years because it was just everywhere. Every time they'd mention Vice City, which was the biggest game forever. But we saw Flock of Seagulls. I mean, was standing like 4 feet from them while they were doing that song. It was amazing. That night, I also shook Cliff His hand. He was one of the big guys at Epic back then. Epic Mega Games, different company, I think. But he was the one that was doing like Unreal Tournament and everything. Every Gears of War, I think it was what he was doing at that point.
Cliff Blazinski, you said, right?
Yeah, Cliffy B. You might know him by his...
Yeah, Cliffy B. He did Gears of War, and then he did this other game that was like kind of like "Kill with Skill" was like the tagline. And God, if I cannot remember. And that game was actually pretty fun, but it got sort of repetitive because you were just basically trying to chase gold, and
I tried.
It was like if you played Serious Sam, but it was like all the gold you could collect.
Yeah, I tried to shake his hand at that show, and I had my business card in my hand at the same time, and I like shook his hand, and it felt like I was doing like the handoff thing where you like shake someone's hand and leave your business card in it, and I was so fucking mortified that like literally 20 years later, I wrote to him on X, formerly known as Twitter, and was like, I have a mortifying moment here about, blah, 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 blah. And he replied and he was like, if it makes you feel better, like, I don't remember. It was fine. It was just a thing.
Makes you feel better. I don't remember you at all.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes you feel so much better.
I am nobody. This is amazing. Well, again, as somebody with anxiety, you will be up for 20 years going, fuck, I tried to give Cliffy B my business card in the fucking worst way. It wakes you up from your, a dead sleep every night. And then, he tells you on Twitter that you're fucking nobody. And you're like, actually, now I can sleep. This is amazing.
I do have a question from somebody here. It's a really good question. So here we go. You mentioned Sims. Do you have any other favorite game soundtracks? Suggesting to start a collection. Like I said, Amani does have a good amount of vinyl. So
yes, and no, but yes, but mostly yes. What do I have in my wonderful box here? Well, you know what I have actually. This is incredible, and you won't know it because it's got so much fucking reflection on it. So you still won't know it because what the fuck is this? If you don't know that, maybe you'll know it from the back. No, you won't. So this is a soundtrack to a game called Arctic Eggs. And if you still don't know what the fuck that is,
Arctic Eggs,
I do not blame you. I don't know where it was released. I don't know. I watched a playthrough of it and I still don't know what it's about. It is about, as far as I understand, you are in a Russian prison, maybe, Arctic. That would make sense. It's in the title. You're in an Arctic prison and you are making eggs for people, for other prisoners and guards and things like that. For what? I don't know. But the game has character. It's funny. But it's one of those games that's very it's very wry, like it's played off like it's serious, but it's very funny. Okay. And you're talking to these people that are smoking and they're talking about getting beaten by the guards, and you're like, all right, I'll make you some eggs. And then you're doing a motion control thing to flip eggs in a pan or something. But the soundtrack, folks, I'm gonna drop you a link in the chat, and you can listen to it for free. Amazing soundtrack. I heard it once and was like, I'm buying the album. I'm buying this on vinyl. It is you have to get past the first track, folks. The first track is very sitar heavy. But if you're into that sort of thing, you'll love the first track.
That's the new Gorillaz album is very heavy in the sitar.
Is it?
Yeah.
I saw them on the peak of a mountain on the cover, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for Gorillaz on top of a mountain.
Yeah, well, the name of the album is The Mountain, so that tracks.
That makes sense. Did you play the Gorillaz season in Fortnite?
Yeah, a little bit. Again, I'm not the hugest fan of them, but I saw that and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to give that a listen. It was really interesting. It's very sitar and theremin instruments in it, so they're trying to do different stuff, which is always cool. If you're trying to experiment, I'm always good with that. So Arctic Eggs. Anything else?
Arctic Eggs. So this is a great question. I have so many pages of notes on this too. But I would say, first of all, collect the stuff that you love. If you love Persona, there is a set of Persona records. I want to say it's by Fangamer. Let me waste your time for a moment and look it up.
God damn it, Zach! I don't accept that.
I want to say it's on Persona or on Fangamer's website. They may not still be in stock, but what the fuck do I know? And I might be wrong. I don't see it here. But I would say look for, if you enjoy the internet, and who doesn't these days? It's on computers. If you're a lover of all the things on the internet, Google Persona vinyl soundtrack and see what comes up. The only warning here is you probably do want to go to the right place for it. I see. Okay. I Am 8-Bit. That is a good, and actually that's probably a really good place to start. I'm putting the link in the chat for just the Persona collection on I Am 8-Bit's website, but I Am 8-Bit is a really good website to grab all sorts of video game soundtracks on.
Hey, Monty said he got Persona 5 Royal and 3 soundtracks, and he got them all from I Am 8-Bit. So already on the right
you
track.
already know then. I'm worthless here. You know,
You're
Monty,
not.
why don't you be on the fucking show here and I'll just
Monty's been on our other show, so and he's been on
on
this show once too.
Yeah.
But we were talking music that way too.
No, I love when Amani's on actually. But yeah, if you already know to go to I Am 8-Bit. There's I don't know if folks are from Canada, Black Screen Records is a good place to get records. We're jumping back to notes here. If you are into jazz and if you like Persona, you are more or less into jazz. What is there? It's a great question, Zach. There is a great series on Bandcamp, also elsewhere, but I'm giving you the link on I think a Game Chops that URL that I just put there. I think that just goes to Bandcamp, but there is a great series called The Attack of the light coming off of this, Zelda and Jazz. And there's 3 volumes of it, Zelda and Jazz 1, 2, and 3. They're by a band called the Deku Trio. It's put out by Game Chops, which was the URL in the chat. Game Chops is a really good label for kind of all remixes, covers. It used to just be kind of like more like remix, like dance music type stuff. Headed up by a dude named DJ Cutman, which is I've been following him just for forever, and so I was really stoked that one of his Game Chops records, I want to say was one of the first records I got, which was Zelda and Chill, one of my first and favorite. But Deku Trio did this, and this is a really awesome 3-piece band. What are the 3 pieces? Great question. I'm looking on the cover to see a stand-up bass, a piano, and drums, and that's all you need for Zelda music. But actually, the songs are really awesome, really great renditions of Zelda music if you're into Legend of Zelda series. And I found that even if you're not into that, I put this stuff on like in the car, and whoever's in the car with me really loves it too. They're like, oh, what's this? Especially like when I pick up like, my parents to drive them somewhere, and they're like, what's this stuff? And I'm like, well, this is video game music, you old piece of shit.
What is this newfangled music?
Yeah. They're like, jazz music, that's my thing, not your thing. I just got out Zelda and Jazz 2 because I wanted to show you one of the
artwork on that is cool.
Yeah, the artwork's amazing. If I can get it, any closer here.
It's like a Green Man kind of deal.
Yeah. Really, really cool art. I can't say enough good things about these albums. There's a third one also that I don't have. I don't frankly remember if I ordered it yet or not, but I meant to. But the records look really cool too. They're all like really, like it's kind of got like a smoky thing to it.
Yeah, it's a little see-through, but not quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a benefit, when I hold it up, you don't see my stupid face. But
dork.
But a lot of really great music on there. Like I said, it kind of cross genre. It's like when I pick up my son's friends, I'll have stuff like this on in the car, and they'll recognize a song here and there. They'll be like, "Is this Zelda?" I'm like, "Sure is, dudes."
Yep.
And I get no clout from it because they're teenagers.
Yeah, they don't give you clout. That doesn't happen.
I don't think clout's a thing anymore. I think. Do you get Riz? Do you get
Riz or drip or who knows?
You get drip from the kids these days? I don't think I feel comfortable.
I'm sure if you said Riz, they would be like, can't ever use that again.
Yeah, well, they don't. That's what I try to look up all the lingo on TikTok, and then I do it in front of my son and his friends. That way, like they'll stop using it. I also can't get this record back in the sleeve. So,
well, that's a problem.
Well, that's the end of this record. We just won't. That's no longer a record I have. I just throw it out.
I just wanted to say I did have open a second beer. So I got a classic 1050, which is a very high ABV stout, but it is a 12-ounce can. So that will be my second and last beer of the evening. But again, happy National Beer Day, folks.
And that's also stout, you said?
Yes.
Does that
As you can see.
Does it have like cake sprinkles in it or something else that you?
No, this one is a straight up imperial stout. So nothing, just heavy stout. So yeah, Oscar Blues, baby.
I'm behind him still.
All right, man. You are in no rush and no obligation to drink the second one if you don't want to. Don't think that that's required.
I also don't. I don't really drink. I drink once a year when I'm on one of your shows, and then maybe I put a beer in a chili at some point during the year. But I really
then you're cooking the alcohol out of it when you put it in the chili. You're like, you know what I mean, which is great.
That was the joke. Yeah. So I folks, we're going to be on Imani's question all night. Something else I wanted to bring up was remix albums. I put a link in the chat for the Wizard of Loneliness's Cart Failure, which is another one of my favorite. By the way, I love the Wizard of Loneliness. Nobody beats the Wiz.
So where are you posting these? Are you posting in the YouTube chat?
I don't know. There's a window in front of me with some words, and I keep putting links in it. So I hope I'm not just sending myself messages on Facebook.
Because I'm looking into YouTube, I don't see them over there on YouTube. So maybe YouTube is blocking them for some dumb reason. Because
I see live chat and top chat. I'm on some YouTube channel. I hope it's our show.
I hope so too. Otherwise, you're just posting links into some. It'd be funny to be like, "Here's a gardening," and this guy's posting record.
I've hit the age where maybe that's what I'm doing. I got 25 XP, so on someone's channel. Yeah, it is. I mean, I see Lauren Yee, I see Imani, I see.
I just maybe it's just blocking it from my view. I don't see them, but that doesn't mean that they're not.
You know what's funny is when I was on. Maybe it's blocking them for me too. I don't see anything I'm posting either. Is it blocking me because I'm putting URLs in the chat?
It shouldn't. I mean, we posted URLs and links in other YouTube things, so I don't know why that would
chat help.
So. Chat help. So at any rate, you also can reach out to Zach on Facebook if you want to. I'm sure he'll be happy to give you a million links for things.
Call me if anyone wants to just. Don't call me, actually. I fucking hate talking on the phone. But you can, if you want to. Did you know that Colin is back? Have you? Your kids are.
No. So three of my kids are talk on the phone kids.
It's back,
and I love it. I'd much rather talk on the phone. And the funny thing is, it's because I look at it if you're texting, you miss nuance and you miss voice inflection. You miss a million things.
My son's calling me anywhere. I'm in the middle of a grocery store. My son's FaceTiming me. And I'm like, yes. You know what he's like? Could you get blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fucking text me, dude.
Yeah.
You're just asking me to get you Doritos? Text me. We were at dinner one night. And we had left my son alone with his friends here at the house for the first time, really. And he wanted to ask, he kept temping a piece of chicken on the grill and it wasn't going up in temperature, which I was I don't know, but he's FaceTiming me while I'm at a restaurant. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to answer a call at a restaurant. Who am I?
Just text me what you need. The funny thing is my kids will text in the right scenarios. They're not just, I'm going to call you right away. Thankfully, I'm not in that mode. But my kids are also, my youngest one is 19. I have a 25-year-old and two 21-year-olds and then a 19-year-old. So it's they'll text when they're, but sometimes they just rather talk and it'd be quicker to just say something, which is fine because that's the adult thing to do. But the whole idea, no. Live in the moment. Live Moss.
I'm actually really sad that all these links I've been putting in have not been.
I know, because I know the folks would love them. So I'm gonna have to
fucking links I've been putting in the chat here, and none of them will come up.
Well, afterwards, what we could do is just let me know, and I'll figure out a way to put them over in YouTube after the fact, like in the description or something. So
I can just try to brute force them back through again, or maybe if I start my comment with like not spam, maybe it'll
yeah, and then just throw like 80 links and not spam.
Yeah, let's see if it'll work if I just put every one in here. Oh, I'm 706 characters over the limit. Forget it. Okay, well, we'll just figure it out later. So anyway, Wizard of Loneliness, cart failure.
Look at I love the banana peel on there. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like a Mario Kart theme. If you like old video game songs, like Mario, Zelda, Mega Man, things like that, and you like beats, this is a really rad. Wizard of Loneliness does a lot of really great albums that are like video game beat tapes. Really, really rad albums. I really love Cart Failure. One of the other ones that I think might resonate with some of the folks that are not as into video game stuff is, and I think I might have mentioned this when I was on whatever conversation or something. Yeah. Is this one, The Wizard of Loneliness, Farewell My Little Viking, which was
what an album cover.
A beat tape for, I have like this got like plastic on it that it's not off, but it's Pete and Pete. It's like a remix of a bunch of Pete and Pete songs, and like it's got like songs that just have Pete and Pete like quotes in them. Like audio. Amazing. An amazing album. It used to be like when the Wiz would drop something, man, you had to like jump on and get it right away. And this was like one of the albums that like I had heard on Bandcamp and was like, oh, I'm getting this the second it's out. Yeah, Pete and Pete, man. Incredible album. You can listen to it on Bandcamp if you only had the URL that
we can't
let me fucking give you.
Yeah. Hey, I would also, there's a side tangent, not video game vinyl related. Did you hear that Sturgill Simpson just released an album and he did it only on physical media?
No, but
and it's supposedly, now listen, I'm not a big fan of his music in general because it's very country-ish, but this one is supposedly a lot more avant-garde and not so country, but like he's like really experimenting with stuff. And I was listening to a friend of ours, Jerry Richard, and Tony Dunn did a podcast with our friend Jeff and another guy, and he was talking very specific about he went out and physically bought the vinyl so that he could listen to it because he couldn't. There's no streaming, nothing. So he had to buy it, and he goes, "It is one of the coolest albums. Like it's just way different than his normal stuff." So I'm intrigued by that, but I don't have the only physical media things I can play are CDs. I don't have a record player, so I'm not a vinyl head. But like, I just found it fascinating that he took a very old school approach to releasing a new album.
So records are in their 19th year of consecutive growth, which is such a weird thing to say in year of our Lord 2026. I don't know if it looks like that last URL that I put in chat stuck, at least on my screen. I don't know if it fucking did, but I just put a link to that story.
Okay.
Even the brands that were not releasing vinyl previously are releasing vinyl, which, back to video game stuff, is Nintendo. Nintendo did not get into vinyl right away. And everybody wanted it so bad because everyone has such nostalgia for Nintendo music. And it took forever and ever. But eventually, somewhere in my box here, they put out the Super Mario World soundtrack, which I have so much glare on also.
Yeah, but still, you could see it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you've seen it before if you own the game. So really, I mean, it's multiple vinyl. I like the back cover also.
Oh, what is the girl? What does
That's that's a girl. I think that's
yeah,
it's my coworker's daughter actually. Um, but yeah, I really like I love like the Japanese. Like I think this was only released in Japan, and you had to import it. So it was just a awesome awesome deal for Nintendo to start doing this.
yeah.
Uh, really cool because everyone wants their soundtracks, and so they've been starting to like trickle them out. I think just to see. I feel like vinyl is an investment for. I mean, it's an investment for anyone, but I think it's an investment for companies because then you're back in the physical media game, man. You've got to you got to print covers, you got to press records, and someone's going to get their record, and there's going to be a scratch on it, and they're going to want to return it and get a replacement, and you've got to send them another one. You probably got to take the other one back, and it's shipping costs, and it's freight costs, and it's
Sure. It's a physical thing, but the other thing is like I feel like in a general sense, a lot of folks have been really kind of like I know for me, like for shows and movies that I like, I've been trying to get the physical media parts of those because streaming can just be like, fuck that, we're taking that away and you don't ever get to see that again. And that sucks. Like I want to see if I want to see something like for instance, I don't pay for Amazon Prime because fuck Bezos, but that's a whole different can of worms. But one of my favorite sci-fi shows that actually it's my favorite sci-fi show that's ever made, which is The Expanse. And that is on Prime. It's the only place you get it, except I bought it on DVD so I could have it, so that I can watch it when I want. And the thing is, it's just like they could take anything away and just be like, we're not storing that on our servers. And it's interesting because I was listening to this other podcast where they were interviewing a guy who was an actor on both The Haunting of Hill House and Midnight Mass. And he's a guy named Rahul Cooley. And he is a giant physical media guy. He wants all of his media. And he said he makes money being on streaming services. That's how he makes his money as an actor, but he fucking hates it because he's like, you can't, everything is suppressed. Like the sound is so suppressed on like Netflix. Like they just compress everything to a point that you don't really get the real experience of how it's supposed to sound, any music that's involved, or even just sound effects. Everything is just like, because the first thing they suppress so they can stream it is to suppress the sound.
Yeah.
So they do that. And he's just like, with physical media, you actually get to experience the full breadth of whatever the hearing experience is, which as someone who's partially deaf, that's kind of a little lost on me sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think that you're touching on another reason why folks have been going back to vinyl. Folks are going back to cassettes also. I don't know if your kids are getting back into cassettes, but I'm pretty sure Sony just released a Walkman, like a fucking cassette Walkman. There's like CD players getting released now. Like physical media is back because we don't own anything anymore. And this was a thing. They took the drives off your computers, and was like,
they took all the so you have to buy an external CD drive to play fucking, like I have a boatload of house CDs and like mixes that I got from people, so I can't fucking go and buy it anywhere. And so I had to buy an external CD player so I could fucking put it in
anything.
So I had to, and I can't it's like, well, I could just burn it onto my computer. That's not even that simple anymore. Like they don't like
truly.
Like if you want to do something, and the thing is, I'd have to put an Apple. They don't even have like the iTunes thing. Like if you want to do that, that's a pain in the ass.
There are, I forget what the name of it is. I watch all these goddamn videos every night. I forget what the name of it is, but there is an actual like an MP3 player out right now that folks are getting into, and it's like $40 on Amazon. It's not that expensive. Nice. You put your own SD card into it, and folks like it. It's like a little square MP3 player. It shows the art in a little circle on the front, so it kind of looks like a record. I think it spins while you play it. And folks are liking that, as kind of a way to control, like get away from the algorithm. I think that's that's a big thing. Like the two things we got right now are like you don't own anything, so buying physical media means that you actually own it. And like you said, you can go back and watch your favorite series when you want. And then B, getting rid of that fucking algorithm that's just tracking you everywhere all the time, listening from your phone, listening from the satellites, and all that shit that, like, if you said 5 years ago or 10 years ago, people would be like, you're crazy. And now we're like, oh no, like when you're in the grocery store, it is repricing food as you look at the tags.
Yep. Oh, that person gets this all the time. I know that I can make them buy this for a higher price because I know they want that particular product. And it just, the algorithm never ends, and it's just only going to get worse. And it reminds me of, I don't know if you ever saw the movie for Ready Player One.
I did, yeah.
So the book is actually made the same point as the bad guy, the guy named Nolan Sorrento.
Mm-hmm.
And Nolan Sorrento wants to put ads in all of your screens, just all the time, that you have this tiny little thing. And we are almost there, folks. We are almost there. That thing was prescient in a way that there's some movies and media that you're just like Enemy of the State, which is like 27 years old at this point. And that movie is like, holy fuck, they saw all this coming like 30 years ago.
Yeah,
like,
Sandra Bullock and The Net. The Net was another. I mean, all the computer movies were like,
the Net was really bad.
I mean, war games, like they were all right. Like, the fucking computer, AI computer playing chess with everyone to launch missiles is literally what we're doing right now.
Yeah. I mean, we as long as we don't get to where we're at the Terminator part of our experience, let's stay away from that.
Have you seen people on social media have been like posting the picture of like of what's her face at the park? What's her name? I drank a beer, so I can't think anymore. What's her name?
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor, yeah. So she's like at the park, like the scene where she like goes to the fence and then the bomb goes off and blows her into a skeleton.
Yeah.
So people are posting like the picture right before the bomb goes off, where they're like, I don't know what you guys are freaking out about. I'm at the park. It's a beautiful day.
And they're like,
I have another beer.
Oh, well, let's hear about it, man. Oh, you got another IPA?
Amongst all these, yeah, I have another IPA. It's going to be fucking sharp and dry, guys. So this one is from Figueroa Mountain Brewery. I hope we don't hate them because they're right down the street, like literally down the street.
I have not ever heard of them, so I've not heard anything bad. So
yeah. I don't go there
because usually I hear the bad things, even if it's a brewery I don't know. But anyway,
it's a lot of plaid there, a lot of plaid and a lot of like, I won't say who goes there, but it's not a place I go to. This is what is this? This is a Guava Point Conception IPA, 7.2 ABV. Did we know what the other one was? What was the other one?
I don't know. I don't know that you told us.
I didn't. I don't know if it says. Maybe it was NA.
It's a mystery.
No, this other one was 6.7.
Okay.
So then we're in the sixes, no biggie. And then this one was 7.2. I mean, do I though?
Do you?
Did you help?
Do you really?
So this is an India Pale Ale with guava. I'm looking forward to the guava and not the India Pale Ale part.
The guava would be interesting, actually.
I like fruity. I like it fruity.
Yeah, that's all right.
I usually like, like the lighter beer that's, like the Hefeweizen type stuff, where it's like, a light beer with a fruit in it.
Yeah.
The stuff with citrus in it, like those are always really, really good. I don't know if I'm supposed to show you guys
what you can do whatever you like. It's all good.
I piss it out. Is this like the most non-optimal beer pose that anyone could ever have on a show? How do you make beer less sexy? You like do it like you're an orangutan. Like I was trying not to hit the mic again. So I'll tell you, it doesn't smell like anything. Which
guava's not a very fragrant thing, though.
Says you. Tell that to Hawaii. I mean, is that where they grow?
Tell them to Hawaii. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I can tell them anyway. Whatever.
Yeah, tell them anyway. In about 7 minutes, when the fucking foam on this goes away, I'll take a sip of it. That tastes a lot more like a pine tree.
Oh, awesome.
Leave my mouth dry. No, that actually, this is as to be expected, because it does call out the fruit. It's a lot more sweet. It is like I'm still getting it, like breathing out. It comes off the soft palate really nicely. It's not as sharp. It doesn't leave your mouth as dry as the other one did. Which wasn't, again, it wasn't unpleasant. I'm just not like I'm not a I'm not a drinker to start with, and not a beer person. So I love coming on the show because I get to I get to go just buy some bullshit based on the can,
Yeah.
and then go like, what should I know about this? And then you guys always have really good insight as to what it should taste like, and then I kind of fill in the dots.
I swear to you, like probably 35 to 40% of things I buy are because of can art or how they look.
Yeah, no, I hear that when you're always like, I really like the can, and what you were saying before the show, you got the Daredevil.
Yeah, I had that. Hold on, I'll bring it out in case somebody didn't see that.
Because I feel like we need to talk about Daredevil.
Yeah, so we'll get there. I have a couple more questions on vinyl. But, So this is Daredevil, the Devil You Know. This is a collaboration with KCBC out of Brooklyn. I had it. This is a very, very, very hoppy IPA, which is not my jam. So I bought it and I was going to drink it because you're on the show and we're both nerds. But this was just a little bit too much. So for my palate, again,
a bridge too far.
It was for me. So I have a dual question for you about mine. Before I get to that, though, we have one question from Lauren that I think is a really good one, which is talking about Ready Player One. It makes you curious to know your thoughts on video game soundtracks compared to video games turned movies that now have movie soundtracks, and how those vibes may differ. So, like, it's a video game as a soundtrack, and then they make a movie out of it. And a video game movie is a different soundtrack. How does that track?
Well, she's referring to Street Fighter.
I didn't get that, but man,
Raul Julia Street Fighter, the movie that killed him. She's not, but shit. It was a really good soundtrack because it was, they could have done like Street Fighter music, but Street Fighter, the movie, the game, the movie, or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
The soundtrack had like rap music on it. It was really dope. It was like, I forget who all was on it. You'll have to excuse me, chat. It's in a box somewhere on my floor. But it was a really cool, like it had like, I'm just going to keep saying it had rap on it. It had hip hop. But it was, I want to say like Nas was on it. Like it was a really weird, like when you look at it for the time, you were like, dude, they just pulled like they just cut a cross section of like hip hop out, just like threw it on here. My brain keeps saying like DMX was on it, but I don't think DMX was on it. But it was like, hard hip hop like that.
Yeah.
But I think so I have to read the conditions here again. Video game soundtracks compared to video game soundtracks turned into movies that now have movie soundtrack. So like the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Mm-hmm.
I got the original movie, the Super Mario Brothers movie soundtrack. It was okay. It's orchestral music that had like cues back to Mario stuff in it. So like I kind of like, I mean, from what you guys can see, I'm not just getting like straight video game soundtracks all the time. I'm getting a lot of like remixes, re-representations, reimaginings, things like that. I really like that sort of stuff because you can kind of like listen to it and it's not as like, like a video game soundtrack is made for the visuals of the video game.
Yep.
It carries you through the video game. And like I said about the SimCity soundtrack, sometimes that works with real life and sometimes it doesn't. It feels like I'm going in a smart direction here, but I'm probably not. But I think that with a movie soundtrack, you have a whole different vibe because it's obviously going over a movie scene. Sometimes it carries a little bit differently, but they still call back to the game. So I don't know. I mean, to answer your question, fuck them. I hate them. No, I have a couple. They're okay. They're all right.
Amani's talking about that Street Fighter soundtrack. You said they had some A-listers on that guy. So
yeah, I was assuming he wasn't talking about the Super Mario Bros. Movie soundtrack. Speaking of A-listers, I pulled a record out. I was rearranging some of the stuff behind me, and you can't see, but I have like 5 other boxes of records on my floor that just don't have a home right now. And when I was pulling some stuff out, I was looking for records. I pulled out a record I forgot that I bought, and I really want to listen to this tomorrow. The Daisy Age. So this is a like super group type record. So
Okay.
this has this has your favorite De La Soul track, which is a roller skating jam named Saturdays.
I love that song. I do love that song.
I've heard you say that before, so I knew I was really happy.
One of my favorite. That's one of my favorite De La songs. Yeah.
It's not all just bullshitting when I get on the show. It has Tribe Called Quest on it. Freestyle Fellowship. When's the last time you heard that fucking name?
Wow.
Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Foo Schnickens with Shaquille O'Neal singing "What's Up, Doc? Can We Rock?" Crazy. Do What You Like. Digital Underground is on this. Like so much KMD, which I'm fairly sure wasn't that MF Doom's original group was KMD.
I think it was because they were mentioned in the Gas Space song.
There you go. God, we know.
KMD.
Jungle Brothers are on here. Queen Latifah. Like, I mean, Naughty by Nature. Like, there's so much on here. It's so amazing. I forget where I saw this mentioned, but someone was like, "You got to get the Daisy Age soundtrack," and then our album, and then I want to say it got released, like re-released, at some point. Yeah, Black Sheep's on here. Leaders of the New School, where the group that Grunge was in originally. I'm sure that the records are like a fucking great color. I'm just gonna put this down somewhere. It's gonna end up in a beer, I'm sure.
Yeah, don't have that happen.
No, is that black? It's just black. It's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I love a color, a good colorway on a record, but sometimes you just get it done.
Yeah, basic is good. So
yeah.
And I never heard of that. So that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, like Lauren's saying, like a compilation album is just nice sometimes. Like you can listen to, it's like you're saying, like a mix CD. And here's where I never get this record back in the fucking sleeve again. Yeah, tears off both sides. Physical media. Who fucking buys records, man? Fuck this. It's so inconvenient. That is the inconvenience of records. Is listen, I struggle with it every day because I know how to get all of these things for free online digitally, and buying them on a record. I mean, okay, so we're gonna have warning. We're gonna have a little record hate chat right now. So you gotta fucking store all these pieces of shit. They take up a whole fucking wall. They get dusty. You drop one and it scratches. You gotta, when you put them on, you gotta get up every 20 minutes to flip the fucking thing over. I'm trying to work on DVT over here, so you don't want to get up every 20. Like, I mean, I swear to Christ, I put on a record. I'll listen to a track. I'm like, oh man, this is great. It sounds so great. It's got that authentic record crackle to it. And then I get up to like go tell my wife something in the other room, or I get up to like go get a snack. I sit back down, I get back into my work, and then all of a sudden, like the needle's hitting the center label, just boom, 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 boom. Or God forbid, it hits like the pressing plants usually like etch in what the record is and what side it is. And so it'll hit that etching sometimes, and you just get like, and you're like, oh my God, you gotta like leap out of your chair to go like stop it and lift the record, flip it over. And then you got to go through the whole fucking ritual, which for me is not a really big one. Some people have like static guns that they shoot their records with before they play them. Not this guy. Yeah. I've got a brush that like, I turn on the record, I let it spin, I put the brush down, it spins 3 times, and I take it and I, put the dust off the edge. Then I put the needle on. I fucking missed the first time, so it goes down the side of the record, and then put it back over the top again. Fucking most inconvenient. But I could have just pressed play on my fucking computer, and it would just be done.
Yeah, and then you might not own it though. So.
Yeah, right. It could be gone in a month, and that's a problem.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna rapid fire a few questions here so we can get to the bonus. Because the bonus thing I'm really intrigued by, because it
sounds like you're trying to close the show out, and we have plenty of time left here.
I'm not closing the show out. I just
West Coast. Who loves you?
Yeah.
It's only
so I'm gonna ask a dual question. The question is, what is one, your most valuable record, and 2, what is your favorite record? Those don't have to be the same thing.
They're not the same. Well, what is my most valuable record?
And you
Just
don't have to
talk.
tell me what the value of it is. Just I'm curious what you believe it. And the
So,
valuable could be money. It could be that is just one of my coolest fucking albums that I just love and I'm happy to have.
well, yeah, I was gonna say by the numbers. So I, I intentionally did not bring on, and there's a bunch of them behind me, but I'm part of a bunch of little record groups on the Facebook, and you don't talk about them much because there are folks doing passion projects, and sometimes they share them with you, sometimes they don't. But if you talk about them, then they get out, and then someone can learn about them.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of like really small run records, and those are all really neat. But there was a record label where it was one guy in like Greece doing records years and years ago when I first got into this thing, and he did a pressing of Super Mario World, and I know that like folks look for that one, and it's like $250 that it sells for when it sells for things. Stuff like that. I mean, some of those older, some of these are like really old, shitty pressings, but they're just desirable because not a lot of them are made.
Yeah.
And people just want them because it's their favorite, whatever the game is their favorite game. So that's like by the numbers kind of the most valuable. I know I've got some like kind of older pressing stuff, but I'm in the record group that I'm in. Sometimes people will like put out an in search of post in the group, and it'll be a record I have, and they're like, I'm willing to pay $400 for this. And I'm like, I don't listen to that record. I could sell them this fucking thing. You have a moment there where you're like, I could just listen to this online and be totally happy with $450. I try to sell things really like when I do sell them, I try to give them away as low as I can because I've been fortunate to have access to a lot of the things that have kind of come and gone that won't be pressed again. A lot of the folks that press things, and again, I hope I'm not like breaking rules. We'll know if I can log into Facebook tomorrow. But a lot of the folks that do press these things only press the stuff that you won't find from the official source. So like when Nintendo started pressing records, a lot of the folks that were like pressing Nintendo stuff stopped doing it because they said, okay, now it's available through the actual source, and the real artists will get money from it.
Also, you didn't want to get sued by Nintendo. There's that.
Nintendo's the one that you don't want to get sued by because they fucking go after people like
yes, they do
crazy. So for my favorite record,
I mean, I get that. That's like saying, what's your favorite movie? Like, there's fucking 10 of them I could name that.
One of the favorite ones I had mentioned before was Zelda and Chill. It was one of the first albums that I bought in like when I found this hobby. It was during the big lo-fi craze, however many years ago that was. And I just remember like I got it, and it was like it's by a dude named, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like 5 letters. Mikel, 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 something. I'd put a link to it, but it wouldn't fucking come up in chat. But it was just a really just dead simple lo-fi Zelda music album. And I just remember like I got it and listened to it and was like, fuck, like this is fun. Like this is a fun fucking album. And I had grown up with like video game remix stuff. I don't know if anyone remembers like the OC Remix website. It was really big when I was in college in the early 2000s, late 90s. You used to be able to just go there and just download. Anyone was putting up the remixes of like old Nintendo stuff. But like, to hear something like kind of like with the sonic presence of a record, a good pressing, and just like people say, man, you like just sit back and you close your eyes and you hear the music kind of hit you, and having that like lo-fi at that time when lo-fi was so big was just really, really fucking cool. And then another one that I really like is one that I brought on. I think I brought Zelda and Chill on Brothers and Booze, and I'm almost 100% sure I brought on Boom Shakalaka by Boom Baptist. It is a beat tape that is it's an NBA Jam beat tape.
Oh, okay.
So it's got a bunch of
That was
audio
awesome.
from like old like NBA Jam like commercials and their old like marketing VHS tapes and stuff like that. And then it's got like some of the themes in there, but it's all intermixed with like really rad 90s like hip hop samples and beats and things like that. And it's such like I've said it before, it's just such a love letter to the time when NBA Jam was just on top of the world. And that's another one where you just put the record on and you close your eyes and you're just back. Like for me, I'm back in the apartment complex that I grew up in and like with the guys that were there growing up with me. And we're playing NBA Jam, listening to hip hop, like sitting in some dude's apartment, like just, drinking Mountain Dew and eating McDonald's and playing NBA Jam and watching ESPN back when ESPN was like the shit. Just those days, man, like just that nostalgia of all that stuff. But I really love that beat tape. It was a really, really dope album, Boom Shakalaka, which I will again try to link to here, and we'll see.
Yeah, it's funny you talked about NBA jams. One I really liked was there was this one where it was like I think it was called Arch Rivals, where you could like punch people.
By the people that made NBA Jam before they made
Yeah.
NBA Jam.
Yeah, and that game was so ridiculous and so fun. NBA Jam was fun for sure. But yeah, I love Arch Rivals. It's ridiculous. It was like a ridiculous premise.
For the record, I put the URL in chat, and I could see it on the live chat window, but I don't see it like on the chat that comes up on our.
I don't know what's going on. Apologies, folks, but like I said, afterwards I will try to post many of the links that Zach can share with me. I'll put them in YouTube somehow.
I ain't sharing shit.
Yeah, you sharing shit. So I have another dual question, and then we get to bonus time. Best video game soundtrack and worst video game soundtrack. What's not necessarily that you have one that you just go, why is that the soundtrack for that?
These are tough.
I know they are. That's why I asked them.
Okay, so I'm gonna say best video game soundtrack is the original Wipeout. I already mentioned it. It's tough because there's so many. So video game soundtracks are such a like it goes across so many genres, right? Like you're not just saying like what's the best chiptune album, but you're saying like what's the best soundtrack that could be, like what's the best movie soundtrack? Well, yeah, like that could be a million things based on if you like orchestral music or
it could also be a million things depending on your mood that day.
Yeah. Could be Axel F. It could be it could be what's the I don't know what the name of the song is. It was a really great joke though, but you guys won't get it. But I would say Wipeout. Wipeout was a really great soundtrack because it came out at that pivotal moment where all of a sudden we were able to sample and have real tracks on a record or on a video game. So it came out on the PlayStation 1. If you're thinking about Wipeout, the goddamn TV show that was on ABC.
That show was funny at the beginning and it just got ridiculous.
So it's not that.
Also, Wipeout the TV show was a ripoff of MXC, which I will never forgive them for because Most Extreme Elimination Challenge was the funniest fucking show I think I've ever watched in my life.
There's like a Twitch channel that just plays on loop, or maybe it's a YouTube channel that just plays.
I would watch episodes of that fucking show, and I would have to rewatch them because I would be howling with laughter and miss half of the fucking jokes.
Right, you are, Doug.
Right, you are, Kenny. Kenny Blankenship and Vic Romano.
And Guy Ledouche.
Guy Ledouche.
So yeah, Wipeout came out at a time where, again, like all of the things I love the most are these things where like a bunch of things like collided in one place at once. Wipeout collided in the moment where video games and club culture and like drugs and racing and polygons all happened at once. So it was a really like electronic music was still kind of on the rise, like culturally. We're talking like 1997, I think was when the PlayStation came out. And they actually hired a dude who didn't know how to make music. I think was the story. This guy, Cold Fusion, and he had to go to clubs in England and like listen. Like I guess from what I heard, all of this, the company Psygnosis, however you pronounce it, went to the clubs in England and just took drugs and listened to the music, and then they went back and made the game. And it's just such a like slick game that has just such a place in time when you listen to that first Wipeout soundtrack and the soundscape in the game. But the soundtrack is really good. It's another one that I listen to really, really frequently. Just really pumping beats. And then there's licensed music on it also. And the licensed music was like Future Sound of London. The second Wipeout had like Prodigy on it. But like kind of all that stuff that's in that realm of stuff. I'm not going to be able to come up with anything other than Future Sound of London right now. But yeah, it was a really, really great. Like I think that was like, that's one of like the tent poles that holds up the video game music like industry, at least for like my generation of folks. What do you? I think I don't know if you have. Do you have a favorite video game soundtrack?
I mean, it's the Halo stuff, but that's because that just like I'm a huge fan of the game, but I just thought like the early Halo games, just like the soundtrack was actually very integral to how you felt playing the game.
Yeah,
like you did a good job of just being like where you're just kind of driving through countryside and be like more chill. And you're like, and you'd be like, holy shit, things are getting intense. And then there's a very good driver of really eliciting emotion in the game. So like the early Halo games, I still think the best music in a Halo game is ODST, but I think ODST is such an outlier because it was also the best mission game. Like I just love the mission in that game.
There's people out there that hate that game. Like, are they crazy?
Well, they don't like it because it's not because Master Chief's not in it at all. So
and they think they keep thinking like big deal. They keep thinking like, well, you have all the same like stuff as Master Chief, but you're supposed to be sold as this like little guy who can't do shit, but you still are able to like kill anything.
They're all Spartans. They're just like lower. They're just lower grade. They're not Spartans, which are Master Chief.
And there's like a weird love story in there, like an awkward love story going on at the same time, and there's
that was a little weird.
Forms. It's such a
but it's the soundtrack to that is just fucking fabulous. But like I think that to me is the best soundtrack. I don't really have an answer for like the worst. Look at that. That's gorgeous.
It's 6,000 records in here. No, it's like I don't know. I want to say it's fucking something like 16 records. I want to say it's like
holy shit.
I don't know what it. No, it's probably like 8 because I think it's 1 through 4. Halo original trilogy. That makes sense. So it's probably 2 to 3 records per game.
Yeah, because that would be Combat Evolved, Halo 2, and Halo 3. That's the original trilogy.
And
Halo Reach kind of started the next generation of it. So yeah,
I'd love to tell you I've opened these, but this is one of those like when you open these, it's like a fucking commitment because you're having to open up so much. So all of these are still sealed inside of here. I think I opened it up and was like, oh fuck this, I'm not opening this shit for for anything. And then you take them out and this thing falls out and like sorry Marty, well fucking someday when it gets taken offline I'll fucking listen to it.
Big old box set.
So a lot of it.
So Amani asked a question. I'm not really sure before we get into the bonus stuff. But this is, he asked, can I tweak the question a bit to add in soundtrack with original music versus licensed music? And he's not really sure that if he's asking that right, but I think that's the question he was asking earlier. We were a bit confused about what he was asking. So I think is a little bit more clear. What do you have?
I mean, if it's what's the best soundtrack with licensed music, I mean, you don't get far before saying Tony Hawk. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtrack was iconic.
Yep.
And I remember, like, Tony Hawk said himself that he wanted to have music that he wanted to listen to. Mm-hmm. And thankfully, the publisher had said, sure. Neversoft was like, sure, pick the music. And so he went to like his skating buddies and was like, what do you like listening to? Like, what are you listening to? What should we put on here? Like, and so it was driven by the actual people in the culture, as opposed to some marketing department that was flipping through like the Warner catalog of like, what do we own? I mean, maybe they still did, but just every song on that soundtrack is, I mean, you have to be into punk music and like, kind of limited amounts of hip hop and stuff. But, Tony Hawk 1 through 3, I think, I mean, they're all pretty good, but 1 through 3 really hits a great sweet spot. But 1 was just revolutionary at the time. Like, you booted it up and you started playing, and it starts playing like the intro, which was like a, like a mixtape of skating footage, and amazing. Like, it was just one of those things, like, again, at that moment you turn it on and you just go, fuck, like we're in a whole different universe now, man.
Yeah.
No one had done that before.
I feel like Vice City, which we mentioned before, is another one that should be mentioned in that group. The other one, which is weirdly, like, the game wasn't great, but it was Def Jam Vendetta had a fuck ton of great music in it.
Yeah.
That was really good. I enjoyed that.
Daniel Fisher wrote Jet Grind Radio was so far. There's a whole other show. I intentionally don't have that in my notes because there's a really big chapter of music on Shibuya punk music for the music, and it's a really great genre of music. Like, if you guys haven't listened to the Jet Grind Radio and Jet Grind Radio Future soundtracks, or Jet Set Radio, like, that's a soundtrack you should listen to, because it took all of the stuff at that time that was happening in Japan and just mashed everything together. So you've got like audio, just a bunch of audio clips. Like, imagine like punk music if it was electronic music, and that's kind of what you get out of this, but with the style and the coolness of that like early 2000s Japanese culture. Really, really great soundtrack. It's another one that I listen to a lot. Like, it's stuck on my Spotify playlist. Like, Hideki Naganuma is the part I'm sure about, and the first name I think I fucked up. But Naganuma, he just created a really rad soundtrack, and it's just all over my stuff. And there's a company called Team Reptile who does games, and they do stuff kind of in that same vein. They made a game called Bomb Rush Cyberfunk that is an homage to Jet Grind Radio. Like, same, like, if you looked at Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, you'd be like, this is Jet Grind Radio.
Yeah.
And the music is really, really similar too. And so it's really awesome. Really awesome music. Really great soundtracks. All three of those games, Bomb Rush, and then Jet Set Radio 1 and 2.
Yeah. All right. We're going to shift into bonus time, because this is something you have not been aware of what I'm going to ask next. So get ready.
Like medical questions?
No.
I'm talking about like,
no, HIPAA forbids that, in case you were not aware. So the producer's here too. Here's the question. You are well known to have a sort of structured slipper situation in your house.
Yes.
Please explain how many slippers you have and what are the criteria for what those slippers are.
So I have 5 pairs of slippers, but there's 2 active. There's only 2 active pairs of slippers.
Okay. What are those 2 active then?
It would be easy to say that there's an outdoor pair and an indoor pair, but it's not that easy. I don't know how to explain this because
Please,
so
you got to figure it out, man, because we're dying now.
I kind of vibe slipper, but I know that there's certain rooms that like one pair doesn't feel right in. And like sometimes I'll like go to the bathroom and I'll put on one pair of slippers before I get into the bathroom. And then I walk out of the bathroom and I have to take that pair back off and then put the other ones back on. It just like I mean, sometimes don't you just put on a pair of slippers and you just feel like this is too heavy for what I'm trying to accomplish right now, or this is too light. Like maybe you're like, I need to go feed the crows out on the lawn, and this is not
my
the
crow
right
feeding
slipper for it.
slippers.
Yeah, these aren't my crow feeding
slippers.
slippers. They're not going to know me if they see these slippers. They got some really good rice today out on the lawn. They were fucking stoked. Some really good yellow rice with some almond slivers in it and some dehydrated onion. It's good stuff, man. Yeah. Lauren, if you only knew.
Coordinate. Oh man.
So does the average person have one pair of slippers? Like, is that really it?
I have two. I have one that are inside slippers and one that are outside slippers.
Okay. Do the indoor ones have like a different tread on the bottom or like no tread?
Yeah. What counts as slippers?
I have my slippers on now, and I'll show you my indoor.
Can we turn Greg down on my headphones?
Yeah. So these are my indoor slippers.
Okay.
All right. My outdoor slippers are higher and they have a thicker sole because if I walk out in my yard, and I live in the Northeast, so there's times where I try to walk outside and there's snow on the ground, or in the case of recent days, we had like fucking 4 inches of fucking rain. So I walk out my yard and it's like walking through a bog. So I need something a little higher. So my inside slippers don't go outside because they're lower and I don't know. That's how I roll. I don't have 5 pairs. I have 2. Greg, well, producer, whatever. How many slippers do you have? If any.
What counts as slippers? Do those things that like cover your whole, or do slippers, are they like slide in, or do you have the ones that like
not slides,
like moccasins that have like a little bit of
slide in?
You need something to cover. I think slippers are like they cover the top in front of your foot, right? Is that how you?
I have some toe-free slippers.
Those aren't slippers. Those are slides or flip-flops.
See, and that's what I'm saying, Doug. I think we're defining this whole thing too narrow for Zach, because I think Zach probably has like 20 what I would define as slippers. Look at him.
Zach looks dejected. What is going on?
So
there?
I have 2 pairs of slippers, the ones that Doug have, but I also have like
them. Like, are there rules?
I don't know. And then I have other ones that you slip in. They're like socks.
Listen,
and they have like a little bit of a grip on the bottom. Do y'all have those?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
socks?
You mean the hospital grippy socks? Is that what you're talking about?
There's like various levels of tread.
No, but it's more like a slipper though, Doug. You just slip your foot in there, and it has like a sock top.
Have you never had the LL Bean Douglas? The LL Bean.
You guys, you are too
leather
too
bottom with the
me.
rivets on it.
That's too bougie.
I mean, LL Bean.
What?
Treat yourself.
The fuck? No.
That said, the slippers I'm wearing are Clark slippers, so that's not bougie.
Clark's the leather store?
Yeah. I have Clark's slippers on right now.
Fair.
The other ones I have are not. They're just cheap ones that I don't care if they get fucked up if I walk around outside of them. My wife will make fun of me if I'm like, I'm just throwing them on because I'm going to the grocery store, and she's like, "You are full on old man dad vibes." Good slippers. Like, you're not wrong, but I'm comfortable, so I'm going.
Are you in like pajama pants also, like a college girl?
No pajama pants. I don't wear pajama pants. I don't really wear pajama pants ever, almost. So I'm mostly sweatpants.
Oh, yeah. I don't wear anything with like fucking legs.
Legs. I don't have any legs, so no legs.
Yeah. I can't cover my legs. I don't know if this is like a big man thing, or if it's a
SoCal
Californian thing, or if it's a me thing. It could be all those, but like, man, I cannot, like, it's got to be. I've been going to shows. This is a late in life thing for me. I don't know. I want to offer anyone in the chat support, and you guys too. I want to offer you guys support. That if you have not found your late in life thing, especially if you're a white man, this is a white man crisis also. Like, you all of a sudden hit an age and you're like, I need a fucking thing. For a lot of white men, it's like you start grilling or like smoking meat, or you do EDC, everyday carry shit. All of a sudden you like hit an age where you're like, I need fucking flashlights. So many flashlights and multi-tools. Like, you get sold on them. Flashlights, pry bars. Like, what do I have to fucking pry open? I don't paint shit. So like, shit, there goes one of them. It just circumcised me.
That could have been better timed.
Like, you, well, it's put in, like, I mean, like, why do I need this? You know, like, who am I fucking cutting? Like,
for the apocalypse.
I was just at Easter dinner. I was just telling my family how all of a sudden I get marketed to because I'm buying like these fucking things. Like, again, like a box, like a pry situation with like a box cutter on it. Like, how many boxes do I need to fucking open? But it's because I'm a white man. So I get white man ads now. So like, white man ads are like you need a retractable baton. They're illegal in California, but I mean, I'm not gonna attack anyone with it. But, you know, like, if my wife's at the door with like a solicitor, I'll stand around the corner. Like, I'll stand around the corner and just go like that, and she hears it, and she starts laughing.
I like how you said solicitor, like you're in London, like,
and it's got like a glass breaker on the bottom. Like, who?
Also,
now, this is insensitive to anyone who's ever been in a car that's been like going into a lake or something, but like, how often are you in a car that's like going into a lake, and are you going to have your retractable baton to be like, break the window and like escape? I don't know. But like, again, I'm a white dude. I'm in my 40s. So the algorithm is just like, you have a crisis of character right now and you don't know where to be in life. So we're going to offer you like defense items, like fidget toys, you know, that you can just sit in meetings. Like, when you're in your 6 teams meeting of the day, and you're like, I need to do something with my hands, so I don't like just pick my fucking face and fingers and shit. Fucking like Altoid tins of tools. Are you not this old? Where you have just like Altoid tins of fucking knives and like nail clippers that are smaller than any nail that any human has, but they fit in the Altoid tin, so you have to get them. No, that's not a thing.
Do you have nail clippers in there? Because that would be the only purpose of that for me.
Yeah, nail clippers. I mean, there was like 4 fucking knives. Did you not see them all?
Wait, how many nail clippers do y'all need?
I mean,
I don't need that many. I have one for my toes and one for my fingers.
Okay. But you need a whole little container for them. That's why I was asking.
I don't. I look at that and go, that would be the
Zach,
only reason
how
I would
many
do that.
Do you not need
how many
a flashlight that has like a black light on it also? And like a
because I don't want to see what's going on with the black light stuff around my house. I don't want to see that.
Why don't you want to?
Because he has kids. And that's,
oh wow!
We lit up our hallway with the black light once, and we saw everywhere that our son had ever thrown up in that hallway, like for years. We were just like, okay, it's up the walls. But yeah, you don't yearn for like a flashlight that could like blind an intruder.
I'm not like in New York State CSI. I don't need any of that shit.
Do you? Oh, you guys are about to be fucked up now.
No. I'm a little worried.
So this
to
be clear, this is a different bag. Do you guys not? So this isn't the lifestyle that you guys have as a white.
What is that?
I mean, it's so many things. There's a ratcheting screwdriver in here. There's like another knife. There's some tailor's tape because that fits in one of these as opposed to a whatever you call that thing. Fucking, I don't know. There's like, I mean, we got I got a mask in here. There's like alcohol prep pads in here. There's gloves in case someone's got an injury. This is, by the way, I bring this to my office. There's another fucking knife in here. There's a Sharpie. There's a metal pen. You know? There's a USB cable that is shorter than anything you ever need to like charge. So it's worthless, but it looks good doing it.
Is it something that has like multiple different attachments so you can connect?
Did someone say, I think Lauren asked in chat if I need a breath mint. I have those too in here. Drill bits. I mean, this is not a thing. Like, is this not anyone? Douglas? You're a white man of age. Is this not your personality also?
Maybe.
Are there any white men in their 40s in the chat?
I'm in my mid 50s, so maybe I bypassed all that. I don't know.
Do you? Okay, so Doug, you're in IT work, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you?
Oh no! Don't dip it.
Do you not have like one of these things, like a pack with cables?
No, I just have a box.
Mini USB.
Dude, I have a
Micro
box.
You have a
USB,
box with cables.
USB-B,
I have a box with like cables I haven't used in 20 years.
USB-C, a fucking DAC, like a 3.5 millimeter DAC, so that you can convert audio to digital.
Is this the things that white people collect?
Like a thing, like convert, like USB converters. You don't have like an Altoids tin of USB converters that you can convert A to C and
that's in my box of cables.
Lightning to. Lauren, we've got all sorts of shit here. We got hours of content. Don't look at that.
It has a flashlight on it. It has a flashlight on it.
Yeah, there's another. I mean, it does all sorts of stuff. It does like again, like I don't know how to turn it off, chat. There's a way to make it turn off. Fuck. The voice activated? A lighter? A thing of tweezers? Do you have a thing of tweezers even?
I do, because I'm married and my wife has tweezers.
Yeah.
I don't even think of my own private stash for that.
Like a carabiner fidget spinner? Is that not? Are we not men?
Are we not?
I love my avatar pick for this evening. So.
It's a perfect avatar. You and Chuck Singleton.
Yeah, but me like pointing, like, what is going on here?
Am I alone in that stuff?
Yeah, apparently.
You don't like.
I don't have any of that.
No.
Hey, we're coming to Zach's house when the zombie attack happens. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, so if you don't know, you get into physical media, and I mean, the next step.
You got to defend the media.
Is a baton. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, you're not investing all this money in space just to have some fucking knucklehead come into your house at night and steal all of your records one by one.
This went so much better than I anticipated.
Being robbed.
I did not expect it to go this direction, but this is so much better than I thought it would. I went, we're going to talk about slippers, and then we went.
Yeah,
we went into Zach's as seen on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, look,
I found something on the internet to show y'all too.
We're complicated people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Zach, Greg, please show us what you found on the internet, because I am dying over here.
That's what you get for not having me on the show often.
Yeah, but I don't. The vibes are good here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Who is eating that? One, it's $151, but you
It even
can't
looks
open
like
your-
Dave Justice. Old school Braves joke. I've
That
had
guy-
like one. I've had like half a beer, so I'm.
Yeah, that guy, you made a David Justice joke, who is the man who fumbled.
We lost Doug, so I don't know what the fuck you fumbled.
I said that David Justice fumbled Halle Berry, so like,
Well, that too. Was Fred McGriff on the Braves at some point too? Also,
Mhm.
Crime Dog, Fred
Yes.
McGriff.
oh, right,
Yes.
Crab Dog. Yeah.
I have a very limited knowledge of '90s baseball. Like it's the one. I have a knowledge of about 6 months worth of baseball in the
Dog.
'90s.
It has a that has a Wagyu beef patty. Jesus Christ!
First of all, is that an AI picture? Like it looks like everything's very specific on that.
Also, it looks a bit like a flying spaghetti monster on the top.
Wait, I'm sorry. I just read the text. Fucking $151.
Yeah.
Designed for sharing. Yeah, okay, asshole. Have you seen me?
Just,
Designed for sharing.
all right. Can you unlock your jaw to the size to
I
open?
mean, I wouldn't eat it all at once, but I mean, maybe you didn't fucking pay attention. But I bring gloves. I just bring gloves to the game, and fucking take it apart.
I feel like you're pandering to your wife on the "I'm bringing gloves" thing there, but that's okay.
So she's very much like that, but I'm also a little bit like that too.
That's okay. Like my wife asked me, so it does. She asked me something about your wife about that. And I said, oh, she uses gloves. She doesn't like food on her hands. She doesn't like greasy or sticky foods on her hands. And I'm like, that's not unusual. But I thought she ate it with. Sometimes she eats it with utensils, so she doesn't have to touch it. Like,
Yeah,
I totally get that. Like,
Sometimes
I'm a slob, and I will just eat it. I don't care. Then I'll just wash my hands afterwards. But like, that's not for
you should
everybody.
see what it's like in the bedroom with us.
Mm. Lots of gloves.
You shouldn't. Gloves where they shouldn't even be, like where they're not. Gloves where God can't even find them.
Well, since we're at that point of the show, are there?
How many pages of notes have I skipped over here?
85.
Did we mention the Outrun soundtrack yet?
No. Let's
Greg,
do
what's
that.
your favorite? What are you playing, Greg? Are you playing anything?
Video games?
Yeah. No. What are you
No,
playing?
like playing the fucking field. Yes, video games.
Overwatch
website
is
do
the
you
only
want?
thing I consistently play. Overwatch.
Who's your main in Overwatch? Let's hear it.
Tourbillon.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
Tourbillon.
I don't play Overwatch, so I was asking that question like I was going to be like, oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Mercy a character in Overwatch, or is that?
Yeah,
What?
she's a resurrector.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping you were saying that because I'd be like, oh yeah, Mercy, yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Overwatch. My neighbor,
Nah, it's fun and it's just simple and it's not, it doesn't cost anything. You know what I mean? It's just easy access. It's on there.
my
It's
neighbor
like,
plays Overwatch, so I hear about Overwatch, but I don't play it myself.
yeah,
Do
it's
you
fun.
did you make the jump to Marvel Rivals also?
No. So
Are
the
you
only
in that
reason
crowd?
the story about Overwatch is the only reason I'm here, Zach, is because my sons, I wanted to jump on because they were playing it kind of hard, right? So then I jump on it and then they jumped over to Fortnite. And then I tried to jump to Fortnite and that shit scared the hell out of me. It was kind of wild.
You should get on
I
with
was
me
like,
and
I don't
Doug.
know
We
what
play all
to
the
do.
time.
So I just went back to Overwatch, and now my kids left Overwatch because, well, not because I'm there, but you got to chase these kids on games today. I never knew this, Zach. Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, the second you start playing something, the kids don't play it anymore.
Right.
Which
So how do you do this?
partially true. I mean, so you know what? Actually, I have a very sweet fatherhood story to say. So I've been playing Rocket League, which is car soccer, dude. If anyone has not played Rocket League and you enjoy cars or soccer, or God forbid both, fun game. I've been playing it for years and years, and my son kind of started playing it with me. And it was like, fun. He kind of lost interest because he got into Fortnite like every other kid did. And he didn't come back to it for a long time. And then all of a sudden he like came back and started playing Rocket League again. And we started playing like couch co-op style, like split screen. And it was amazing. Like playing a game with your kid. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm like rubbing it into Greg now. Greg, don't listen. But like playing a game with your kid, like especially a game that like you liked, and it's not like an adventure game or something, like like playing, like I can imagine like people that play like NBA Live or something, like playing with your kid and being like, let's be on a team together, just super fun. And like I hit a point where like my son and I were playing Rocket League split screen, so each of us got fucking half of this goddamn screen, which is not enough, but we were playing and having such fun. And it was like 3:45 in the morning, and I was just like, fuck, this is the life. Like my son is now like better than me at this game. Like, it's like one of those like, my boy is just like me. The cat's in the cradle moment. But like he was better than me at the game, and like we were just having so much fun, and like it was just such a fucking rad experience. And I always expected it to be like Street Fighter, but like no such luck. But Rocket League is just so fun. And then our neighbor moved in, and he started playing Rocket League also, and the three of us will play, and just he'll come over and he'll play like on the Switch handheld. My son will be on the TV. I'll come in my office and play. And it's just like super fun. I didn't have that sort of thing for a long time because like I didn't live around like all my college friends and stuff. So I didn't play like, I wasn't playing like GoldenEye with all my fucking buddies all the time. I also just said buddies for the first time in like fucking 30 years, and it just horrified me. I hate people that are like, oh, me and my fucking buddies. But yeah, I didn't have that like experience. So like having like my neighbor come over and my son playing with me at the same time, it's just really, really fucking cool. But I don't know how to like, so, I mean, if you played Fortnite with your sons, like maybe just stick with it.
Yeah. I could sometimes play with my kids on Fortnite. I can sometimes get them to play, but that's rare. Like, so my oldest son from my first marriage is actually a semi-professional gamer, but he plays CSGO. And if he was in another country, he probably would be able to play professionally. But the United States is not like very good or attentive to Counter-Strike Go as far as like, so, and he's extremely good at it. But sometimes he'll jump on Fortnite and I'll jump in there with him, and he's like fucking miles better than I am. And because his hand-eye coordination is so much better than mine. He's 21 and I'll be 55 here this year. So like our fucking reflex gap is massive.
Yeah.
And but like that's the only thing. Otherwise, like they don't play Halo, they don't play things they play otherwise. So that's just how it is. Sometimes I can luck into that. Otherwise, like my two other kids, just like there's really only one kid that will jump on there with me. So like out of 4 kids, so at least you have that. Like the idea that you have Rocket League to do that with your son, I think is fucking great. That's cool. Like
we'll play Fortnite too. I play so few games. Like I really am like, I can't pick up new games. Fortnite keeps me busy enough, and Rocket League keeps me busy enough. They're like 2 games that have like, they're really like their battle passes or whatever just go infinitely. And so you're always trying to do something, and you have to keep up with it, or else you get left behind and you don't get a reward, and then anxiety. So I play those 2 games mainly. I play a little bit of Destiny 2 also, which sounds like an adult game, but it's not. But I play like just primarily Fortnite and Rocket League, and so we'll jump on. He'll usually say on the weekends, like he's got friends over right now because they're on Easter break. So he'll play a lot with them, and then he'll be like too tired at the end of the day when I'm finally able to turn my brain off and play something. But I just love like on a Friday or a Saturday, he'll be like, hey, can we play Fortnite later? And like, it's just such a cool time. And like newer parents, of which we probably don't have many in the chat, but newer parents, that's your hack to talk to your kids about real shit. Is you get on a game with them and you just start talking to them about like what's happening in life. You ask them how they're doing. You ask them like something that you know vaguely about one of their friends. Hey, have you hung out with so-and-so lately? And you'll hear the whole story about like, no, we don't hang out because he's a fucking idiot, or he, said some shit to me, or blah, 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 blah. Or you go, hey man, like what's going on in school? And like, while it's like they're fucking distracted. And so they're just busy winning at a game while you're just getting fucking annihilated. But like you ask them some insidious little question, and then it just opens up like that thing where you can all of a sudden like get into like, it's like you just got right into the heart of your kid because they're so busy fucking going beast mode in a game. Do we still say beast mode? Is that a thing still?
It is for us.
Fuck, we're fucking old. So they're busy doing that, and you just are like, you just hit him with like a little fucking bomb. You just go like, hey man, so how's how's school going? And like they don't like, it's like they don't register. They're like, fuck, I hate science class. And you're like, oh shit, why? What's up with science? Or you go, fuck, I hated science too, man. Shit, it's too much math for me, or something like that. And it just fucking opens it up for you. And then you all of a sudden have that little like key that just gets right back to the same place whenever you want. You have the save point, to give it a gaming term. And you can just get back to that point whenever you want now, because you've already like unlocked it somewhere deep inside of them. Because like if you pick them up from school, if they're still that age, you can never be like, how was school today? Because they're like, fine. And you're like, what did you do? Nothing. Like that bullshit. But like get them while they're gaming, man. Like, anyone in the chat, anyone that watches this down the line, if you've got a kid and they're school age, any age, fucking 6 to 18 or whatever, probably college also, I don't know, get him in a fucking game. I don't care if it's Balatro or Fortnite or fucking God of War or whatever, NBA 2K, any of those games, just get him in there and just be like, hey man, didn't you say so-and-so was being weird to you, or like something. What happened to your friend Kevin? Like pull a fucking name out of the past, and you'll be in all of a sudden. I feel like we went 180 degrees from me fucking pulling out knives and shit a second ago.
We did. That's okay. So, at any rate, we're like way past what I normally go in the show.
Greg, what video game soundtrack do you like the most? We're shutting Doug out here.
Zelda.
You like Zelda stuff?
Yeah, Zelda. Zelda all day.
If you've heard the what's it called? It's on the fucking thing back there. Can you see it? It's back there somewhere. It's right here.
It is
the Z Suites by the Casimir Libersky Retrio, which is the worst fucking name, but most of it's his name. So it is like a sparse piano rendition of Zelda music. I haven't opened this because it's on Bandcamp. I'd give you the fucking link, but it wouldn't come up in chat. But it is an incredible album of Zelda music if you're into like sparse piano jazz type stuff. It kind of reminds me of like even Dave Brubeck, which is a little bit more jaunty for this, but I'm trying to look this up at the same time. I will put this link in the show chat that I learned we have, and I'm going to try to put it in YouTube. It's not going to fucking come up, but that's a great album. It's a really great piano album. Really, really awesome. My fucking floor mat's coming up on me now. I'm about to fall out of my chair. But yeah, it's a really, really great jazz album. I recommend it to anybody who enjoys jazz and Zelda. And again, it's one of those albums you can put on for your parents and they won't know it's a video game soundtrack. They will just go, oh, this sounds great. What is this? And you're like, it's fucking video game shit, Dad. You idiot. You big fucking idiot. You old piece of shit. You don't have to say that, but sorry.
Yep. So what's going on, Doug? Is Doug on mute?
He's muted. We can talk about anything we want.
No, I had because I had a cough going on. I actually have had a cough for about a month and a half. Thanks, I had COVID for the second time, and after that, I had a cough as well, and it sucks. I was trying to copy paste and do that link in the chat over in YouTube, and it's not letting me post link there either. Like I can see it on my end, but it's not showing up as a link for.
That's how all of my shit has been tonight. It's nothing.
So we're gonna have to do something about that.
We're gonna have to put out a show guide with the soundtrack.
Yeah, show guide.
Do you want me just to send out all of my notes? Like I'll just copy them to Word and just everyone just put your emails in the chat and I'll just email them to you.
Yeah, let's do that. Give us your email.
Put it live on YouTube.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it. We'll send you the notes live.
Anyway, so listen, Zach, I wanted to say thanks a lot for popping on here and just talking a bunch of stuff. This has been great. We always love when you're on because it goes all kinds of different directions. I would talk about slippers and what things like that's the best. So
I love when you guys have me on. Did we never talked about fucking Daredevil, you piece of shit? We're only here for 2 hours so far.
Dude, what? I need to go to bed because I'm on the East Coast.
Some bullshit. If you ask me.
Do we have any maybe
West Coasters that can just jump on and keep the stream open? I haven't watched the new season of Daredevil yet, so
yeah,
it was going to be a short conversation.
Even Greg, you made a
I haven't watched it yet, so I really want to watch the new Daredevil. I'm still working through the Punisher, so I haven't moved back, but I'm really stoked to get to Daredevil. I don't know if you've watched it yet, but I don't know. Fucking have me on some other show some other time, and we'll talk about it then.
What we need to have is you on with like Daniel Fisher to talk Daredevil because
the fish.
Yeah, so. But I really want to thank you for popping on. It's been fun, as it always is. Whenever you're on, it's fucking blast. But next month, we're going to have a bit different shift. We're going to be doing this guy as I remove everybody from the screen.
Did we lose the whole stream? Is it just me now?
No, I had to pull everybody off so I could show the background because I did it that way because I'm a ninny. But at any rate, Zach, thanks a lot for building.
Ninny.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, Zach, thanks a lot for popping on, and we'll catch you. I'm sure we'll have you over. We have to have you back over on Speakeasy Conversation to have just a fucking 5-hour fest, I guess. I better gear up for that because I'm not sure I can handle 5 hours of Zach.
Maybe you just need to start earlier. I mean, you can have just multiple shifts of conversation.
We get halfway through the notes.
We're most of the way through the notes. There's a couple. Do we talk about the Streets of Rage series yet?
No, and we're not gonna.
Well, we talk about Dom Palombi and the.
Nope, and we're not gonna.
All right. Well, thank you for having me on. It's super fun for me too. I love coming on and bullshitting with you guys about all sorts of stuff. You guys are into so much more media than I am, so I love being able to talk to you guys about what limited niche stuff that I know about. And it's always an honor to say something that you guys have not heard yet. So I love being able to bring up something and have you guys go, whoa, I've never heard that before. So it's awesome.
And you mentioned multiple things tonight that I had not heard of, and that's cool for me. Like that's part of the reason I'm doing Mortal Content is because I get to have people on that talk about stuff that I don't know. So that's fun for me. So
yeah,
yeah,
love it.
All right. So we'll see you next month in May when we talk to already. Again, thanks, Zach, and we will catch up with you soon. Cheers.